Your social media feed is a minefield of glittering promises and countdown timers designed to make your heart race. There is this specific site, William Kimberly, popping up everywhere with a story that feels a bit too dramatic. Everything must go, they say. Massive discounts. They claim they are a prestigious Boston jeweler. Suddenly, every ring and necklace is practically free. All you have to do is cover the shipping cost. That should be the first moment you pull back on the reins. When a business says they are giving away inventory for free, they are not really a business anymore. They are a massive red flag with a flashy website. I started looking into the actual history of this brand. If they were a staple in the Boston jewelry scene, there should be a trail of paper. There should be local news stories. There should be a physical storefront with decades of customer foot traffic and local charm. Instead, there is a whole lot of nothing. You go to the big review platforms like Trustpilot, and the silence is deafening. Or even worse, you find reviews for companies with similar names that have nothing to do with this specific shop. That is a common trick to borrow legitimacy from someone else. The domain itself is a brand new creation. It is like a ghost ship that just appeared in the harbor overnight. Old established businesses do not just pop up with a fresh registration date while claiming years of heritage. Scam check websites are already waving the yellow flag. They see the low trust scores. They see the lack of real-world footprint. Marketing heavy energy is a polite way of saying all the money went into the ads. None of it went into the actual jewelry or customer service. It is a classic tactic. They use the urgency of a closing sale to bypass your common sense. You see a beautiful stone and a price tag of $0. Your brain skips the part where you ask how they stay in business. Shipping costs are often inflated. They cover the actual cost of a very cheap, mass-produced item. This stuff usually comes from a factory halfway across the world. You think you are getting a family heirloom. You end up with something that turns your finger green in 3 days. It is not that we have definitive proof every single order vanishes into thin air, but the evidence of it being a legitimate high-end operation is non-existent. Trust is earned over years. It is not bought through a sponsored post on your timeline. If you cannot find a solid address or a history of reviews that go back further than a few months, you are the one taking all the risk. Your credit card information is worth more than a cheap trinket. These sites often use templates that look professional but are hollow inside. The language is always the same. Final sale. No returns. High pressure. It is a total head game. Real jewelers in Boston value their reputation. They want you as a lifelong customer. They do not want a one-time mark. Stop and think before you give your data to a ghost. It might look like a diamond on your screen. In reality, it is likely just a very expensive lesson in digital safety. Stay sharp and keep your wallet closed until you see real proof. If the deal feels like a miracle, it is probably a mirage.